What do a man made of corn, a wheel capable of measuring time, and a snail representing nothingness have in common? For the Maya, a great deal. Because while they observed the sky to understand when to plant, they were also trying to explain who had created human beings and were developing mathematics capable of working with gigantic numbers. Today, we are going to delve into one of the most fascinating aspects of the Mayan world, their way of understanding creation, time, and numbers.
The Maya, Part 2. Traces of the legendary Maya civilization still exist today, as do the mysteries they left behind. The Maya were very advanced, with an incredible understanding of mathematics, astronomy, architecture, and art. Then one day, the Maya civilization mysteriously started to decline for reasons that are still unknown, and eventually disappeared altogether. The Popol Vuh is the holy book of the Quiche people, who are descended from the Maya. It tells the tale of how the gods Tepeu and Gucumatz became the gods of creation. Earth, they said, and the earth was created in an instant by magic. Then they created animals, deer, birds, jaguars, and snakes. But because these creatures did not know how to talk, they could not pray to their god creators. So the gods decided to condemn them to having their flesh be sacrificed and eaten. Faced with the failure of their first creation, the gods came up with another being, and this time they did it with dirt and mud. But the simple dirt and mud creation fell apart. It was soft and did not have any movement or strength, and when it was in the water, it could not stand upright. Tepeu and Gucumatz were disappointed, but they tried yet again. They asked some fortune tellers about how to make a man, and were told, "You have to put some wood together, and this has to be carved by the Creator." So they made wooden dolls. But without hearts or understanding, they couldn't remember their Creator and wandered aimlessly. The gods were furious and sent a great flood of rain onto the earth. The wooden people desperately ran from one side to the other, and many were caught up in the flood, while others found protection in the trees. And so another attempt had to be made. "Okay, this time we're going to get it right." Finally, the gods created human beings who were intelligent, obedient, and respectful of their gods. And this is how the Maya believed humans came to be.
The Maya sought answers by looking to their gods, but also by looking elsewhere, the sky. And if you like these stories where science, religion, and mystery mix, subscribe to Astrolab, because the Maya still have a number up their sleeve, and it's one of the most important numbers in all of history.
The calendar. The Maya noticed that the stars in the sky changed their position over the days. But when a year had ended, these stars returned to their original position and began a new cycle. This meant that by observing the sun, moon, and stars, the Maya could know what day of the year it was. This allowed them to plan for the best days to plant seeds and harvest. For centuries, they studied the heavens, learning more and more about the stars which they believed to be powerful gods. The Maya used their pyramids as astronomical observatories, and it was the priests who accumulated all this knowledge. With meticulous patience, the Mayan priests created a calendar wheel, which combined two calendars. The Haab calendar was based on the solar cycle, and the Tzolk'in calendar was based on the lunar cycle. The solar calendar of the Maya was 365 days, just like ours, but the way they understood time was totally different from us. The Maya did not believe that time was linear. That is, that it moved in a straight line upon which the days were set one after the other, always moving forward. For them, time did not have a beginning or end. Everything began again each year, which is why their calendar used the form of a wheel.
And here's something to think about. We tend to imagine time as a line that always moves forward. The Maya paid close attention to cycles that returned again and again. And you, how do you imagine time? As a line or as a wheel? Let me know in the comments.
The Maya were masters of numbers. They could calculate numbers that exceeded 1 billion. The fact that shows they had profound knowledge of mathematics was their use of the zero, which they represented in the form of a snail.
But 0 isn't a number. It's nothing, so it doesn't count.
Well, people, 0 means nothing, but it is a number and also a concept. But strange as it sounds, the idea of 0 advances a culture's understanding of mathematics. And the Maya were already using it 900 years before the Arabs introduced it in Europe.
Discover. Because the more we learn about the Maya, the less they seem like a lost civilization, and the more they resemble a culture full of ideas that we are still trying to understand today.
Let's dig a little deeper with our time compass and find out what else was going on around the world at that time. What was happening in the Middle East while the Maya were mysteriously abandoning their cities? At around the same time as the Maya civilization was in decline, on the other side of the world, the legendary city of Jerusalem was in Arab hands. The Arabs had snatched it away from the Byzantines a few centuries earlier. But in the year 1071, the Turks snatched it away from them, and they took control of the city. The Turks prohibited the entry of Christian pilgrims who traveled to visit the Holy Sepulchre of Jesus. And this did not please Rome or Constantinople at all. In the Vatican, Pope Urban II urged the Christians to free Jerusalem for Christianity, and so began the First Crusade, or War of the Cross. In 1096, a European force joined together with an army from Constantinople. Their leaders were inspired by religious faith, but also by the desire to increase their wealth and conquer territory. After 3 years of fighting, they finally retook Jerusalem. Afterwards, the armies of Europe attempted to create even more Christian kingdoms in the Middle East. But none of the 7 crusades that followed had the same success. Christian and Muslim armies battled for 200 years, and in the end, the Christians never managed to recover the Holy Land.
So much effort, so many wars, all for nothing?
Well, not quite. During the 2 centuries of the Crusades, many Europeans were able to emerge from the darkness of the Middle Ages, thanks to their close contact with the enlightened peoples of the East. Coming up in the next episode, The Maya, Part 2.
And remember, everything is amazing when you have the desire to learn.